He's just excited, don't worry about him. He's just excited because he knows he's coming to a barbecue.
Hey team, welcome back to Muddy Feet. Today's episode is an epic diving adventure and I've called it Everything is Bigger in the South, Diving Mission with Jordan.
Nice to meet you, brother.
Jordan, brother.
Nice to
Good
meet you.
to meet you.
Oh, cheers, bro.
Beautiful day, eh?
Yeah, mean day, bro. Cracked it.
So basically how today's mission came about was a good friend of mine in Blenheim suggested that I meet up with Jordan and head out for a mission. So I flicked him a message and this is actually the first time I've ever met him and here we are. But our plan for today is quite a straightforward one. We just want to gather our feed, see if we can get onto a few decent sized crayfish and a few kinas, some mussels and see what else we can see. The viz around this area is notoriously quite bad, so we're just going to take what we can get today, although conditions are looking pretty good. So yeah, should be a cool day. Alright bro, I'm going to jump. Time to get in and see what we got. When I first jump in, I just like to cruise around for a little bit and get myself really nice and relaxed in the water. The more relaxed you are, the more efficiently you use your oxygen, so the longer you can stay down there. I also like to do a few quite shallow dives to start off with, just to stretch out my lungs and make sure that I can equalise and everything's working properly. As you guys can see, it's pretty gloomy down here. The visibility is about 3 or 4 meters, which is actually quite good for this area. So I'm pretty happy with that and we should be able to get the mission done. When it's gloomy like this, one little trick that I like to do is I start off on shallow ground and I follow that down into deeper water. And that way I don't get that spooky feeling of just dropping into the gloom. I slowly do settle into the dive though, and I start to do a bit of that later on anyway. On this drop I managed to find what some people might mistake as a hedgehog, but of course it's a delicious kina. As you guys know, I love these bad boys, so in the bag it goes. On my next drop I come across a little patch of Blackfoot pawa. Now this one here I noticed has a bit of a deformation on the shell, which I think looks kind of cool, so I snatched that one off the rock, take him up top for a measure, and he's just big enough, so in the bag he goes. Pretty stoked to have one of those as well, bit of a bonus. If I didn't have the video of this I wouldn't believe it myself, but just after I pop that pawa in the bag I just have a real little breathe up because it's quite shallow and I'm just sort of stretching out, and I drop down and I think this is a cast crayfish at first, but then I see it move, so well, bam, I snatch it and it's a big dog buck just sitting out in the open. That is possibly the easiest crayfish I've ever caught and it's a really good one. I'm over the moon with this one. It's just sitting out in the open. That's so buzzy, bro.
Bro, you never catch crayfish that size sitting out in the open where I'm from. That shit was crazy. You're sitting on a rock with nowhere to go.
Hey, crayfish for dinner, brother. We're eating good tonight. Oh, I love this shit. Well, with that very positive start, I get myself back down there real fast and keep mooching around. On this drop, I find a nice sized female cray just tucked in a bit of an awkward spot here, so I've got to go in with the old lefty to give it the wha-bam. Managed to pin it in there and get in there with the righty as well to pull it out. A good sized female for the bag. Stoked. Bro,
Then just down here there's more crays. Hey, I got another one. Oh.
One thing to take note of here is this awesome bouldery terrain. Now these big boulders make heaps of good gaps underneath, lots of good cracks for the crayfish to hide in, so it's pretty ideal habitat. And it's no wonder that on the next dive I find another good cray tucked in there. I sneak in there, take my shot, and this one pulls itself in pretty deep. I'm having to wrestle it out of the hole quite hard here. It's lucky I was still pretty early on in the dive, so I still had a fair bit of breath left. I managed to wrestle him out and make a run for the surface.
Oh, that was a hard one, that one. You just have to go down and just mooch around. Look on the rocks, look underneath. But it is, bro, this is a little bit deep.
I found this awesome, quite big rock pool area, and it's just got this one skinny little entranceway into it. I just thought it looked really cool, so I clambered through there for a bit of a look around, and turns out there's quite a few good sized kina in there. And you know the drill with the kinas, I love these buggers, so I grabbed me a few of the good sized ones and poked those into the bag. After I've collected up a good feed's worth of kinas, I head out of the rock pool back into the open ocean and turn my attention towards these green lip mussels. This place is absolutely riddled with them. I've never seen so many in one particular region. There's so many around here, and they're massive, big, clean ones. So these ones in this quite deep water are pretty much always fat. They hold their condition really, really well, and yeah, they're really tasty. I've been frothing over the mussels since I've been in the area.
Well, bogey TV, no doubt. It's always bogey TV when I first take my mask off, so I just sort that out. Is it better? I hope so. Anyway, as I was saying, that was a mean as dive. Quite shallow, real unexpected sort of buzz, that one. Happy days. Alright, let's have a Bit of a catch reveal. It's a good bag. Bit of a catch bag reveal. Woohoo! Kinas. The crays. The big cray in the bottom. Where is he? That's a good cray, that bigger one. Happy with that. There he is. Oh, I just broke his antler. He was perfect before that. Look at that. Big buck. Oh no, I'm breaking him up. Holy, that is a good cray. Yeehaw. Alright. Nah, not even. Not a bad bag at all. 4 crays, plenty of kinas, and grabbed a few mussels just because I'm a hungus for the mussels up here. Down here. Shot my boat. Good mission. Ooh, it's dark rose. These nice dark ones. Some people don't like these ones, I'm into them.
Oh, they're going right by the seal.
Yeah, I saw that seal sitting on that rock here. We were right by on that one stage. But I sort of looked up and seen them there and moved away from them.
After we have a bit of a debrief and a quick snack, we run into a little bit of a problem. But all of these things seem to happen for a reason sometimes, because check out how the rest of the afternoon pans out.
Oh well, this boat over here has kindly stuck around for us while we had a little bit of trouble just with the battery, with the boat not starting, but we managed to figure out what was wrong, eh bro? Nothing major?
Yeah, bro.
All sorted. Nothing major. Yeah, so we're going to jump back in with these guys and see if we can't find another bug or two. They're after a bug and they had a little bit of trouble finding them in there, so I'm going to jump in with them and hopefully get them onto some. Fingers crossed. Anyway, that's the plan. Dive number 2 incoming. So it is a little bit deep, but you just have to take a good amount of time breathing up, get nice and chill, and then just cruise down. If it's too spooky, you start by a rock or start by somewhere where you can see something, and then find that, and then follow the edge of that down. Alright. So you just got more to look at that's less spooky.
How long did you spend down there?
Oh, 30 seconds, not long. Just get down there and have a look around. But from here right over to that wall there was plenty of crays, bro.
Oh really?
Yeah, and I got a real big buck and there's a little cave in there somewhere. But yeah, well, if you want we can just start on the side and then start working down.
Sweet. Thank you. The true story here is that I'm actually not a very good freediver, but I really love it, you know, so I give it a really good nudge. But this for me is quite a long dive. And I'm right at the end of my breath hold when I spot the cray on this one, so I'm pretty happy that I still managed to get this one, and turns out it's another good sized buck. So I find him just right at the end of my breath hold here. It's a little bit hard to see, but I hit him with the whoop bam, I rip him out of his home, and look at that guys, another beautiful one.
There's a whole heap just here. Really? Yeah. 5 metres. They're right here, it's quite shallow here. So just really spend that time breathing, bro. And just try and go down slow, don't hurry.
Yeah.
And when you get there, just chill.
Yeah.
And just look under this rock and that rock. If there's nothing, go back up, do it again.
Sweet. It takes me half a dozen drops to find another crayfish this time, and when I do, I take my shot, and it's a missy turtle this time, guys. This one, I'm a little bit too slow, and he tucks back into his hole further than I can reach, and I'm outsmarted this time.
I can see them.
Yep, sweet. I just missed a small one.
Yeah. What's the best way to get them, on top of the head or?
Antlers. So you want to get the spiky bits of the horns, not the long bits. Those long bits break off straight away.
Right.
So you want to go from underneath them, and you want to shoot hard at him, bro.
Right.
And you want to try and get the short spiky bits on his head.
How do you equalise? Because I'm finding it so hard.
Squeeze your nose, pinch your nose through your mask, so that it's completely closed, and blow so that it pushes air into your ears. You have to,
before or
while you're going down. I think we've scared a lot of them.
How much weight do you reckon about?
I think I've got about 8 to 10 kilos usually. I've got a pretty thick suit though.
Thick suit?
Yeah. I used to use a lot less weight, but I've started using a little bit more because I'm getting lazy. Oh, there you go. Anyway, team, our new friends have offered us a cold beverage, and I'm going to give them a try. Anyway, that's us for now. Cheers, team. Legendary, mate. Thank you very much. I'll tell you what, make my way back to our vessel. Oh. Here we are. Alright, climb back aboard there and get these fellas a bug to take with them. Happy days. Another short but successful second dive. Right. He's quite solid. He's a good fish. Pretty grunty, eh? So those front claws there.
That's where you want to get under.
Yeah, so when you shoot, they pretty much always have these up. You can get your hand to about there and they won't even know before you shoot. Yeah, you want to get a good hold right up under there. And see those claws there? See how they're grabbing me?
Really?
They hurt. They're real strong. Well, you've got him if he's got you. But if you get them, see that spike? See that? If they get it in there, it'll cut your finger open real bad. Zipped up, eh? Nice to meet you guys, eh?
Thanks so much.
Cheers. Chill. Whew. Mean, brother. How good success, bro. Hey. Right, here's my second bag reveal for the day. 1 kina, that time a handful of mussels because I can't resist these giant mussels, and 1 more good sized buck. Stoked with that. Look at that, team. 2 great bucks for the dive. Woo! Days. He's just excited, don't worry about him. He's just excited because he knows he's coming to a barbecue. We are on. Alright, team. Stick around, we're going to head back to the bro's place. He's going to give me here a bit of a tidy up. He reckons he's got that sorted, and we'll have a bit of a feed. That's us. Mission complete. Deadly. We'll go back to high speed mode for this. going to have a bit of a check out this old prison. Well, it was a par site once, and then it got taken over and turned into a prison, and then I think it even got used during the war as well. There's some cannons and stuff on it, eh, bro? Yeah, brother. So we're going to check that out. Let's go. Buzzy. Buzzy. Whoa, this is pretty trippy stuff, bro. Well, let's go and have a look. Oh, what boom! Oh, that's crazy. A proper big cannon. It's a huge cannon too. Damn, check out that thing, team. Look at that, they jack it up through the roof. Could spin round on that round thing. Shoot bloody cannonballs. Crank it up, bro!
These will be with the bullets in the teeth.
Yep, true. Have them all stacked in there. Yeah. The cannonball holes. Oh yeah, there's the holes where the cannons come out. And then boom, boom, boom. Just want to go and grab your wheels and I'll just drive it over. A little bit of Captain Muddy action. Hopefully I don't muck it up.
Once we've trailered the boat, we cruise back to Jordan's place where we have a bit of a feed, and he gives me what I reckon is probably the best haircut I've ever had. And then after that I cruise back to my campsite and decide I'm going to have a bit of a feed of mussels. Going to keep it real simple today, just want to fry a few up in the pan. For those of you who do love green-lip mussels, you will probably be appreciating what I said earlier about just how fat and juicy these mussels are. I think these are probably the best green-lip mussels I've ever had. These things are out the gate. Welcome back to another instalment of Muddy's Kitchen. I was actually sort of thinking the other day I should almost make a sideline channel for the Muddy's Kitchen stuff. But anyway, the recipe today is a pretty fancy one. There's a lump of butter goes in the pan, followed up by a whole heap of those fully shelled mussels, a squeeze of lemon straight in the pan, and some of that beautiful cracked pepper. And I cook them for 3 to 5 minutes, I'd say. Just until they're cooked anyway, and then boom, good to go. Oh well, that's about all we've got time for today. I hope you've enjoyed this week's episode. As always, thank you very much for watching, and if you like my content, don't forget to like and subscribe, and of course, always pet the dog.